Have you ever wanted to fit in so badly that you almost did something you knew was wrong? This is the story of Karan, a boy who discovered that real courage is not in saying yes, but in saying no. Karan had just moved to a big metro city in class 12th. He carried many dreams in his heart, to study hard, to make his father proud, to build a better future. But there was one problem: he always felt out of place. In the new city, surrounded by strangers, he struggled to feel accepted. Every classroom, every corridor, reminded him that he didn't quite belong anywhere. Until one day, he made 3 new friends. They laughed together, shared lunch, hung out after school, and for the first time, Karan felt included. But to keep up with them, he sometimes lied at home. "Papa, I'm going for group studies," he'd say, when in reality, it was just roaming around. One evening, his father caught him. Karan expected anger, shouting, punishment. But his father simply looked at him and said gently, "Son, remember this, you never need to lie, just to be accepted by others. If someone only values you when you follow them, then that isn't true friendship. Real respect comes when you stand honest, even if you stand alone. One day you'll understand this." Those words touched Karan more than any scolding ever could. A week later, his friends came up with a wild idea. "Let's take a car tonight. Imagine speeding through the empty streets. Karan, bring your father's car keys." Karan's heart sunk. What if he said no? Would they laugh at him? Would he lose the only friends he had? That night, he tiptoed into his father's room. The car keys lay on the table. His father was asleep. Karan picked up the keys. His hand trembled. He looked at his father's face. And in that moment, the words echoed again. "You don't need to lie to belong." Karan walked outside with the keys. His friends cheered. "Come on, hand them over." He stretched out his hand, but stopped. He pulled the keys back and said, "No, I can't do this. It's wrong." His friends burst into laughter. "Coward. Uncle's boy. You'll never fit in." And they left him standing alone under the streetlight. Karan felt like he had lost everything. The next morning at school, Karan's eyes widened. His 3 friends walked in limping, bruised, stitched, and punished. Their late-night adventure had ended in an accident. One had a fractured arm. Another had stitches. Their fathers had grounded them and taken away every freedom. No phones, no games, nothing. With lowered voices, they admitted, "Karan, you were right. If only we had listened. You were not the coward. You were the brave one." That evening, Karan went home quietly. He saw his father reading in the living room. Karan walked up and hugged him tightly. He didn't need to say a word. His father's wisdom had saved him. Lessons from this story. This story reminds us that true belonging is never about pretending or copying others. It is about having the courage to stand by what is right, even if that means standing alone. It shows that gentle love and patience often shape us more deeply than anger or punishment ever can. It reminds us that our true values are revealed not when life is easy, but when we are tempted to choose the wrong path. Because the choices we make in those difficult moments define who we are. It proves that real courage is not in breaking rules or showing off, but in having the strength to refuse what we know is wrong. And finally, it teaches that real strength lies not in following peers blindly, but in valuing the quiet guidance of those who genuinely care for our future. Life will always test us with choices, some easy, some tempting, and some that ask us to stand alone. But remember, one honest decision can protect your tomorrow, and one act of courage can define your entire journey. Carry this wisdom with you, and let it guide your steps forward. Remember, life is the journey, wisdom is the guide. This is Drive by Wisdom. See you in the next story. And do not forget to like the video, share and subscribe.